Good morning, everyone. How are you? I am just going to give this a minute to let people sign on. Let me just check over on Facebook. Awesome. Good. I see it's going. Give me a sec. Oh, look at that. It cut off. This is the fun with doing Facebook Live. But, it hasn't been working great. Periscope. All right, cool. I see it's back. So, I am going to get started. How are you, everybody? Thanks for putting up with that. I am Robin Link, and I'm here with your energy forecast for September 14th, 2016 to September 20th, 2016. So, let's get started and see what the cards are going to tell us about the energies for the upcoming week. Let's see. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pull them, and then I'm going to tell you the story here. Give me a sec. Oh, man. I guess I feel like they're talking directly to me. Because they are, and you, and everybody else, right? Okay. All right. So, the theme for the upcoming week is courage. The energy that's going to be supporting that is patience. However, stillness and quiet is going to be a little challenging, and your ahas are going to come up during the moments where you feel safe and protected. So let's talk about that. Courage, right? Hey, Jen, good morning. How are you? So, courage. This week is a lot about having the courage, again, to be yourself. All right? I'm pretty sure last week we talked about the need to be yourself as well. I think there was something about truth showing up, and that just really seems to be a common theme lately. So what's being yourself? Well, part of being yourself is having the courage to express your needs, and it's also having the courage to express when you're done with something. All right, so it's really funny because I've got something going on right now that it's been a recurring theme, and I gotta be honest, it's been freaking pissing me off to no end. And I don't get that angry anymore that often, but man, this one thing, I am off the charts fuming. And so it was funny because I just took a moment and I posted on my personal Facebook page, and I posted a note to the universe, and I'm like, I am done. Yeah, right, Genevieve? And I'm like, I am done, universe. In case you didn't hear me the first gazillion times, I'm freaking done with this. I heard you. I got the lesson. I am taking, yeah, it is annoying as hell. I am taking the steps to do what needs to be done to freaking change it, and I don't need to be tested anymore. That's it. You know, at this point, I've personally done all I can do with the situation. And the thing is, the reason that it's gotten to this level is because I didn't have the courage to speak up sooner. I didn't have the courage to stand up for myself. I didn't want to ruffle feathers. And the thing is, this is something that I've really been struggling with as far as the spiritual community goes. Yeah, I know you know. And I've been struggling with this as far as the spiritual community goes. There are so many people who make you wrong in the community for having negative feelings. Look, yes, you are a spiritual being, but you're freaking human as well. And I say this all the damn time. If we weren't meant to have emotions, if we weren't meant to experience duality, then we wouldn't freaking be here in human form. So stop worrying about what people are going to think because you are angry, you're sad, you're mad, you want to freaking kill somebody. Because the fact of the matter is, you're gonna have these emotions. The difference between maybe who you were before you started down this path of spirituality and self-development and who you are now is what you do with these emotions. I mean, I don't hide this. I've always been a frustrated and angry person. I didn't understand why back in the day. And I didn't understand how to work with it. And I didn't know I had a choice. And I didn't know that I could choose what I'm going to do with that energy and how I'm going to express it. So back in the day, I used to put freaking holes in the wall. I used to get so angry and so frustrated and feel so damn powerless about what was going on. And I didn't have the courage at the time to look for the answers or to try and understand what was going wrong and accept that there wasn't something wrong with me. I was just doing the wrong things, living the wrong life. But now, when this crap shows up, I understand that I have power. I have control. I don't need to put a hole in a freaking wall. If I need to express my anger and my frustration physically, I know of a million healthy ways to do it. But I also know that when the anger and the frustration and the powerlessness is showing up, that there's something there for me to get. So whether it's to recognize where I'm giving my power away in the situation, or recognize that I'm tolerating behaviors that I'm no longer willing to tolerate, or whether it's me being a spoiled brat because the universe isn't, delivering things to me on a silver platter and at the speed that I want it to happen. I get now that there's a reason and that I have control over how I react. Okay? So it's time to have some patience with yourself. I know the cards are showing up backwards, but it is what it is. It's time to have some patience with yourself. Making changes in your life takes courage. It takes a lot of freaking courage. Because the fact of the matter is, making changes in your life means that you are changing. It means that the way you act and react is going to throw other people off because they're used to you being one way. My family is used to me throwing temper tantrums on a regular basis. I don't know, it was years. I had done that for years and years and years. They don't get it now when I have perseverance or when I have patience. They expect me to blow up. Patience, yeah, it's not my strong suit either. I gotta be honest. It's not my strong suit either. Where the thing is, the dichotomy of the spiritual side of you knowing that you can make things happen in an instant versus the human who has to be deprogrammed and learn and understand how to work with the physical energy in the universe is frustrating. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's frustrating. So for those of you who just popped on, the theme of the upcoming week is courage. The energy that's going to be supporting you is patience. And so we're just talking about the courage that they're talking about this week has a lot to do with the courage to be yourself and the courage to have your needs met and to have the patience with yourself that you need to have while you're undergoing the process of change. And to also, this is still not my favorite thing, it's still having the patience to understand and accept divine timing. Because, again, what I was just starting to say before, we have memories of being a spirit who hey Robin, not patience. I know. I'm sorry. Hey Rob. I'm sorry. What can I tell you? It is what it is. Patience. So yeah, I mean it's remembering. We have this remembrance of things happening instantly. But when those things happened instantly, we weren't in a space where we had to be deprogrammed, right? So let me give you this. I'm in the process of creating a new product that I'm going to be launching shortly. So I've been channeling a lot of information for it, and one of the key pieces of information that came through, it really knocked me on my butt. And so I'll share it with you because I think it's going to help. You have to think about this, okay? So I talk about it all the time. When we're in spirit, there's nothing, everything is cool, everything is love, there's no duality, there's no learning how to manipulate physical energy like solid energy. All these different things, right? And then we come down here in this human form and it's like, what the, right? What is going on? I don't get this. I don't know what the hell to do with this. All right. Now, the thing is, the moment you're conceived, you are connected to the physical DNA of your physical parents, of your biological parents. Okay? So that means you are automatically encoded with all their shit and all the shit of that's attracted, aligned in their lineage. That's part of their lineage. So that's for your father and that's for your mother. So this is already imprinted on you and in you. And think about this. It's on a completely clean slate. Now, how that affects you or doesn't affect you is going to depend on your life experiences and your parents' life experiences. So, if you are a child of a mother or a father who is glued to CNN all day long, or Fox News all day long, or whatever other news channel all day long, every day, all day, this is getting imprinted on every cell of your body. It is getting encoded into your brain. You are a sponge at this point. You are soaking all this in. Yeah, Rob, we all have all our parents' shit. But the thing is, as we grow and as we experience life, that's what, how do I say this? That's all in our subconscious, right? So as we grow in our life, there are going to be things that support it and things that don't support it. So depending on which your life experiences were, is going to depend on how much of those belief systems are dominating your thoughts and your life. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, but it's not just your parents. All right, this is not just our parents. This is also the entire lineage, the entire ancestral lineage. So it gets diluted. Like some of the stuff will get diluted by the time it reaches you. Okay? Depending on what your family healed and what they didn't heal and what new beliefs they took on instead. But it's there. And so it gets tweaked once in a while. All right? So when we're going through this life of trying to be ourselves and trying to be courageous enough to be ourselves and be courageous enough to have our needs met and know what our needs are and to stop accepting the shit that you're no longer willing to accept and learning to have the patience for yourself, you are working with some dominant programming that you don't know is there. So the one thing that I say, how do you change this all the time? So let's go with abundance, because so many people have money stories, right? I mean, you grew up, and what's the story that's always presented on the news by your family, especially if your family are immigrants and stuff like that? There's never enough money. There's never enough money. Rich people suck. They're all evil. We don't have a whole lot of money, but we do have love. How many poor families do you know? Seriously, how many poor families do you know of that are really in that, living in that space? You know, that they love and support each other even though they don't have money. I don't know of any. I just don't. So all of these negative programs have been imprinted onto your clean, fresh brain and onto every cell of your body. And then, how many life experiences have you had that support that? Versus how many life experiences have you had that don't support it? Okay, so we're taught to grow up in a lack universe, in a universe of scarcity and lack. So we're not trained to see the abundance in the universe. So where you are now, if you have these strong imprints, just going with this lack and scarcity thing, of lack and scarcity, of never enough, not enough time, not enough family, not enough support, not enough patience. That goes directly against the spiritual teaching of the universe is abundant, right? The universe is infinite in supply. Goes completely against it. And we're not taught to see the universe's infinite supply. So we only see the lack because that's the way we've been programmed. That's the way we've been trained since before we were born. Before we were born. So if you want to experience abundance, then start teaching yourself to notice where the abundance is in your life. And so, Rob, I'm going to pick on you for a sec just because you commented last. I know that you live near the water, right? You cannot tell me that there is not an infinite amount of beauty and power when you walk out and you look at the sunrise, and when you look at the water, and when you have your feet in the sand. That's an example of abundance in your life. Jen, I know you go to the beach all the time as well. You know, constantly. There's infinite abundance there. Susan, I see you on here. I mean, I know you love your pets. I know you love your animals, right? It's an infinite amount of love, unconditional love that you receive from those babies. And Nancy, you have some really, really phenomenal, supportive, loving friendships. And an awesome kid. There is an abundance of love and laughter that comes as a result of those relationships. So for those of you who are watching this later on, who I don't know personally, I want you to look at your life. Do you have a pet? Then you too get that experience of unconditional love from your pet. Train yourself to see it. Do you like to go walk out in the woods? There's an infinite amount of beauty just in one leaf. Even in the city, there's an infinite amount of beauty available to you, whether it's in the architecture of an old building, even some street art, you know. So you need to train yourself to see the abundance in the world. You need to train yourself to see the abundance that already exists in your life. Because the more that you do that, the more that you will start having that experience. So, you know, that's in terms of money, right? And also, I mean, how many philanthropists are there out there? How many millionaire, billionaire, gazillionaire, good morning, Gina, philanthropists are there out there? Why are you generalizing? Was it gorgeous? I got up late today, Jen. I didn't see the sunrise. I got an abundance of sleep last night. Sort of. You know, why do we make the bad stuff more important than the good stuff? Why do we make it more abundant than the good stuff? Because I know there are people out there doing good things in the world. And then we're not seeing it on the news. But we have Google and we can look it up, right? You know, I love Richard Branson. He does a lot of good stuff. Is the guy perfect? No, he's not perfect. But show me a person who doesn't have money that's perfect. Nobody's freaking perfect. So allow yourself to have the courage to be yourself. Start having your needs met. Saying no to the shit that you're not willing to put up with anymore. Have the patience that you need to flow with the up and down that's going to happen while you're making those changes. Now, the challenging energy this week, it's a conscious effort, Rob. You're absolutely right. It is a conscious effort. And that is the key to it all. Good morning, Charlene. That is literally the key to it all. Is being conscious. It's being aware. Right? And then taking the action on it. So the challenging energy for the upcoming week is going to be stillness and quiet. You know, and that goes right along, because now here's the thing. When we're in that space of courage and we're trying to have patience, that kind of activates that monkey mind, right? It's like a million things. Oh, I hope everything's okay at the doctor, Charlene. I'm glad you stopped by. Watch it later. We were talking about courage and patience and monkey minds and all kinds of stuff. So, I like Facebook Live. I like having the conversation back and forth, in case you can't tell. So, yeah, so the, oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, well, PM me later and let me know what's going on. I'll send you some Reiki. So, I'll send you some Reiki in the meantime, right? The stillness and quiet is going to be a challenge this week. Okay? Because the thing is, when we're in that space of courage and we're trying to have patience and all of that, we're really activating the part of the brain that wants to fix everything and wants to figure everything out. And it doesn't want to sit quietly, and it doesn't want to have the patience, and it doesn't want to breathe, and it doesn't want to allow for the inspired action to come in. It wants to take control. It wants to freaking fix things now and be done. Boom. Done and dusted, doesn't matter. I don't need to learn lessons. I don't need any of that, right? So, and we all know how far that gets us, right? So, yeah, so stillness and quiet is going to be a tough one. So back to that conscious effort. When you hear the monkey mind going, you know, thank you, brain. Thank you for giving me all these thoughts. Thank you for trying to solve the problem right now. But we're going to try something different today. And we're going to be quiet. And we're going to allow the answers to show up easily, gently, gracefully. We don't need to bowl through everything all the time. And then I see how late I'm going. I'm sorry. It's already almost a half an hour, or it is a half an hour. The final thing is protection. Okay? Your aha moments are going to come up in those moments where you recognize how protected you really are, how things actually are working out for your greatest good. Understanding that, you know, while even though not every single one of your human desires is going to come to fruition, understanding that it's okay anyway. right? Because you've made it through this far. You've made it through this far. And let me tell you something. I heard something the other day, and I love the perspective. They were talking about tragedies, okay? And for so many of us, a tragedy will knock us down. It says I'm no angel, Gina. She wanted to know what my shirt said. You know, these tragedies, they'll knock us down. They'll strip us of our faith. They will deplete us of our energy. But what if we could see tragedy as an opportunity? What if we could see tragedy as a way to step more into our truth, more into our love, do more of what we came here to do, be more of our truest expression? Because think about this. I mean, we just came off 9/11, right? So much anger, and there's all this crap with the football player and the flag and all that stuff, and all it's doing is inciting more and more anger. That's happening because people are feeling powerless. If every one of those people who's getting angry, who's getting distracted by those kind of things. Hey, Ebeth, we're almost wrapping up, but I'm glad to see you here. If every one of those people took that anger and let me stop. I just got distracted when I said hi. If every one of those people stepped into their power and recognized that they actually have power, if every one of those people who were getting angry were instead connected with their truth and living life from their divinity, from their pure essence, and expressing it in human form, they might get angry for a minute, and then they would channel that anger into doing something about it, but in a creative way, not in a destructive way. So think about it. You know, when we see the one thing that's always astounded and confused me is when things happen in the lower income. I wanted to say fuck tragedy. I'm trying to hear this divine perspective, and I'm in the way in my head. That's awesome, Gina. So again, how can you take tragedy and allow it to help you to be who you are? And I'll tell you how you did it before. So Gina Marie is on here, and she is an amazing, amazing singer, okay? Local singer. Real Jersey Gina, you could check her out. So when Superstorm Sandy hit us really, really bad, I think that's when it was. Isn't that when you wrote that really cool song, Gina? And then put it out there as a way to try to help people, try to raise some money so that we could help people. I think that was when you did it, right? So that's a perfect example of yes, good, thank you. And post it in the group if you want, in the thread if you want. My wife was so upset with a presidential candidate, and I had us pray for them instead of calling them a name. Change their whole attitude. Exactly, Rob. Exactly, Rob. You know, I'm less worried about the presidential candidates than I am about the fallout that's going to happen when either one of them gets in. Because I'm really concerned that no matter what the outcome, the country is going to be incited to riot because so many people are going to feel powerless. Even the people who are celebrating the candidate that they chose. So it really is a matter of praying. That's one of the ways that you can truly express your truth in the face of feeling disempowered. Okay, so these tragedies are opportunities for you to feel your feelings and then use that energy, the energy of it, to empower the positive expression of who you really are and incite change that way. Hey, Evie, how are you? All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Good morning, Michelle. So for everybody who just popped on, I'm just getting ready to wrap up. I've been on way too long already. Got into a deeper conversation than I expected. So what else is new? But the thing is, you have survived all of this. You have survived loss. You have survived tragedy. You have survived everything. You've survived joy. Right? You've survived peace. You've survived chaos. You're here. You're watching this. You have survived. Now, let's do more. The new stuff that I alluded to before. One of the things that I'm doing is I'm working with these shadow energies, and using them to empower positive intentions. And it's a game changer. It's a huge game changer. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for reminding me that, Gina Marie, because this whole message goes along with that. Show me the truth that will set me free. Right? So when you're scared, that's the perfect tool. Show me the truth that will set me free. And the truth is, you will be shown how you're not powerless. You will be shown how you can survive, and you will be shown that you can actually thrive. So, with that, I would really like to get these messages shorter, but doesn't seem to be in the cards. Sorry. It's one way to take my anger and turn it around, right? I told you at the beginning of the video, I was really pissed, right? And that's okay, because I used that energy of being pissed to channel, I think, a freaking rockin' strong, important message for you guys. So hopefully you did too. Have the courage this week to be yourself. Be patient. You are going through not just your programming. You are deprogramming the DNA, your DNA, that has been a part of you from before you were born. It's from the beginning of your lineage on your mother and your father's side. So think about that, because there's the mother, she's got her mother and her father, they've got their mother and their father. Tons of freaking lineage. Thank you for all those hearts, Gina. You're a pisser. I love my hearts. Stillness and quiet. Just, hey, monkey mind. Yak, yak, yak. You're going to keep talking. Awesome. Let's try something different this week. Let's try something different right now. Let's just be quiet. I get to choose, and you can talk all you want, but I am going to freaking ignore you. Thank you, Susan. That's really, thank you. I feel like I go off on tangents, and I never know if I get the message out there the way it needs to. So thank you for that. And again, you survived. You are protected, 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 and protected. So for those of you who are watching this later on YouTube, this was live on my free Facebook group, Spiritual Perfectionist Anonymous. And I would love for you to join us. As you can see, we're a very friendly group, or maybe this doesn't show up on YouTube, but we're a very friendly group. We help each other out, and we're just a bunch of regular people who are trying to let go of trying to be perfect and just live life as the beautiful beings we are. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the group or next week. Bye.